Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany, Reiki Master Level Teacher and Psychic Healer from my inner temple. Are you psychic? I'm here to burst the bubble and reaffirm to everyone that you are born psychic and intuitive. Sometimes, unfortunately, through cultural or social conditioning, we begin to suppress our abilities or not continue to trust them, even doubt ourselves, or have fear associated to these abilities. A lot of times people hear when children say, "Hey, I'm seeing a spirit," or "Mommy, I'm seeing colors around people." In other words, they can see auras around people. They might be conditioning associating these abilities to dark magic or voodoo. So there's some fear attached to these abilities. But I'm here to remind everyone that these abilities, when we know how to harness it and fine tune your dials, it can actually become very powerful gifts that we can use for ourselves and to serve others with love and light. The first type of psychic ability is the most common one, is called clear seeing or clairvoyant. If you're clairvoyant, you're able to receive messages from your spirit guides or your higher self, or whether you want to call source, gods, angels, archangels, through visions or images. Myself, for example, during treatment, we receive images on the person's aura or the chakra or past lives that to help me facilitate the healing process. So that is clairvoyant, which is different than precognizance. Precognizance is the ability that a lot of seers have, being able to see future timelines. A lot of times when we go visit a psychic, they're able to, based on your current energy or your vibration, be able to tap in and see if you continue down this direction, what is your future life paths. So being able to see the future life paths, you can either avoid the ones that you don't want to experience through a different course of action, or to align with yourself to the course of life path that you want to experience in this life. The other type of psychic ability is also very common, called clear hearing, clear audience. So if you are if you have this ability, you'll be able to hear words or sentences from your angels or your guides or your higher self through words. This is different than what is in our mind. Our brain and our thoughts in the 3D sense is different than the 5D and higher frequency that allow us to hear messages from higher density beings and energies. The other type of psychic ability is clairsentient. Clairsentient is the ability to know why a certain feeling arises. So, for example, if someone comes to you, let's say your partner is upset and they don't even know why they're upset, you are able to tap and see, are you upset because of this situation that happened earlier today? That is clairsentient, which is different than being an empath. An empath is able to feel the other person's emotional body, mirroring it into their own body and feeling the exact same sensations that they are feeling. For example, during a lot of my treatments, I can feel the emotional pain in my students or clients. When they are going through grief, I can feel the pain in myself so intensely. When people walk by you and you can feel the anxiety, especially during rush hour in the TTC, an empath can pick up a lot of feelings around the people next to them, which sometimes can be overwhelming if you do not know how to harness and hone your energy field, or even clear your energy after going out into an energetic environment. The next type of ability is called clear knowing or clear cognizance. This is where the messages that come through comes in a thought form. For example, a medium who is connecting to a deceased loved ones or just someone that has moved on to another dimension, they are able to see, connect through thought forms. They might say something like, getting this thought form that I really like golfing or chocolate ice cream, and then the person on the being read is like, yeah, that's my grandfather. That's exactly all the things that he liked. These are some ways that your spirits can connect with you. Other psychic abilities can include telepathy, which is the ability to communicate without speaking the words out itself. You will find that because Earth is transitioning into the fifth dimension reality, that is becoming more easy and more common to communicate telepathically, especially with other psychics and intuitives in your life, or even your partner that you spent a lot of time with. Have you ever had those instances where you were just thinking about a person, thinking how they're doing, and then they either call you or text you? That is a form of telepathy. They picked up on your thought, asking them how you doing, and then once the connection is established, they start to text you or call you because you came into their mind. The other type, more advanced type of psychic abilities are telekinesis, being able to move objects based on your consciousness. Right now, it's very rare. It's becoming more and more anchored onto Earth because the veil is thinning. We're moving into a higher frequency, higher vibrational Earth reality. These are only the most common types of psychic abilities. If you are an intuitive or psychic, you might have a dominant trait that you're really good at. So you would want to hone into that ability and practice of that ability, and as you do, the other clears will also start to increase along with that ability. For example, if you are someone that is clairsentient, use practices to help you harness and fine-tune this ability, and as you do so, your clairvoyance or your clairaudience may rise as a result as well. There are many ways to practice and reactivate these psychic abilities. You can even type into Google for a simple search. There are many different ways to activate these abilities. And even if you don't have these abilities, or you feel like I'm not as good as the psychic, or I'm not as good as this person, try not to put too much pressure on yourself. These things does take time to build and reactivate. Sometimes you might have nothing for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden you might get an activation or download that is really intense and bringing your ability to the next level. Being not attached to how good or how powerful you are, because these are labels of the ego, wants to be right and wants to be good or better to prove themselves. But coming from the loving space of being non-attached to these abilities, knowing that you already have these abilities in your past lives and your future lives, flow with the river and see what comes up for you. With a non-attachment, you'll be very surprised to see how you're able to become more and more psychic. There are many classes that you can take. For example, there is psychic circles that you can go and practice with other people. You can take Reiki to hone your abilities energetically. Each of us, if you want to think about us as X-Men, all have our own special, unique ability. It's about finding what is yours and knowing how to work with it to serve others and help humanity ascend. Thank you very much for watching. Happy practice. Namaste.